In the year 2024, on a beautiful afternoon in April, a new chapter of pride was written in the heart of Selma, Alabama, a city that is rich in history and perseverance. When a vivid banner was unveiled in his honor at City Hall, HaVon, a soulful musician and resident of Selma, stood in front of a gathering of familiar faces. His heart was swelling with emotion as he watched the unveiling of the flag. It was more than just a beautiful display. It was a testament to the unshakable tie between HaVon and his city, a community that had nourished his talent and supported him on as he ascended to national recognition. The banner, which was a surprise tribute to his journey on NBC's The Voice Season 25, was more than just a brilliant display. Both HaVon and Selma, a city that witnessed one of its own shining on a worldwide stage, celebrated this moment, which was full with applause, tears, and the weight of shared hopes. It was a moment that commemorated a significant milestone. The life of HaVon is a narrative of perseverance, grace, and the gospel. The city of Selma, which is well known for its significant contribution to the civil rights movement, is where HaVon was born and reared. He spent his childhood surrounded by the uplifting sounds of gospel music. He began holding a microphone when he was 3 or 4 years old, and his voice could be heard reverberating through the pews of churches and meetings of the community. The person who was his biggest supporter was his mother, Joanne Smith, whom he affectionately referred to as his singing sergeant. She encouraged him to share the gift that God had given him with the rest of the world. The moment I tell you that I adore my city, I adore my neighborhood. Immediately following the display of the flag, HaVon expressed his intense thanks in an interview with the Selma Sun and Black Belt News Network. His voice was thick with appreciation. The unexpected banner drop that took place on April 11, 2024 was a moment that was filled with genuine joy. The gathering, which was organized by community members and local leaders, attracted a large number of people, to the point where it spilled over onto the steps of Selma City Hall. It was a banner that was strong and vibrant, and it highlighted HaVon's accomplishments on The Voice, where he had already won over viewers and judges with his tremendous performances. Up until that point in the competition, HaVon had been victorious in every phase, including the producer's audition, the blind auditions, the battle, and the knockout round on April 8. In order to show her support for Team Asher, Team Reba, and Team Selma, Selma would tune in to NBC every Monday and Tuesday at 7 o'clock in the evening. She was brimming with enthusiasm. It would be an understatement to say that HaVon's journey on The Voice was unforgettable. The coaches Reba McEntire, Chance the Rapper, and Dan Plus, Shay gave him a 3-chair turn after he performed a soul-stirring performance of Adele's Set Fire to the Rain during his blind audition. The decision that he made to hire McEntire as his coach would turn out to be a defining moment. Chance, I wish you well. I truly do love you. Nevertheless, I have no choice but to go with Reba, he stated during the episode that aired in March 2024. This decision struck a chord with his profound affection for soul and country music artists. It was under McEntire's direction that HaVon delivered performances that were nothing short of spectacular. From the rendition of Titanium by Sia and David Guetta in the playoffs to the rendition of I'll Make Love to You by Boys I Men in the top 9. His final performances of Last Dance by Donna Summer and I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston cemented his victory, giving him the first contestant from Alabama to win The Voice and the first person who was openly LGBTQ+ to win the competition. In addition to being a celebration of HaVon's success on the show, the hoisting of the banner was also a sort of homecoming for Selma, a time in which the city was able to embrace one of its own. People who had known one another for their whole lives, members of their families, and officials from the community congregated at City Hall. There were a number of people present, including Mayor James Perkins Jr., who would later offer his congratulations to HaVon on his victory. His presence highlighted the city's dedication to paying tribute to its heroes. We are extremely proud of Asher, and we look forward to receiving you back in Selma to celebrate your success. Perkins mentioned following HaVon's triumph in May of 2024. He began his career as a child by performing at community events, school activities, and Selma's annual Jazz on the Grass. Even at that young age, his voice was able to captivate audiences. Not only did he teach young singers about music, but he also taught them about life lessons through the children's chorus that he directed at the 6th Annual City of Selma Youth Conference presentation. The words that he spoke to them would reverberate throughout his own journey. "It's not where you come from, it's where you're headed," he informed them. In 2015, HaVon's ability brought him to the forefront of the national scene as he led a gospel choir in front of 200,000 people, including President Barack Obama, during the commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the marches from Selma to Montgomery. According to what he shared with the Selma Times-Journal, singing in front of President Obama is in our culture a very significant event. "Before I stepped onto the stage, I was filled with anxiety. It was more than just a symbol of HaVon's personal success. The flag that was displayed at City Hall was a representation of Selma's unyielding spirit." According to what HaVon remarked during an episode of The Voice, "Selma has provided me with a foundation that I do not believe I would have gotten anywhere else. The people who live in Selma are aware of what it means to come from humble beginnings and to confront the world. The city, which has a long tradition of triumphing over challenges, recognized in HaVon a reflection of its own tenacity and will. The sincerity of his work, both as an artist and as an openly LGBTQ+ man, struck a chord with the new generation, inspiring them to continue their journey." Following the announcement of his victory, he told American songwriter, "Anything is possible. You have the ability to be your genuine self. The manner in which you choose to show up is entirely up to you." Residents were seen clutching placards and balloons at the unveiling event, and their cheers filled the air when the banner was displayed. The event was a community-wide affair. There was a nod to HaVon's own history of performing at Selma High School, which is his alma mater, and local high school marching bands and dance teams contributed to the joyous atmosphere through their participation. HaVon would return to Selma High School just a few months later, in August 2024, to surprise the instructors and staff with a performance as a way of expressing his gratitude to the educators who had a significant impact on his development. The statement that he made was, "I wanted them to know that they literally have the capability to take these children to their destinies." During the time when the flag was flying above City Hall, Joanne, HaVon's mother, was proudly standing among the crowd with her "Let Go and Let God" button shining brightly. Her son had gone from being a young boy singing in church to becoming a national champion, and his voice carried the dreams of an entire community with it. She had witnessed his development. In the final moment of the event, HaVon addressed the crowd, his voice breaking with gratitude. This was the moment that brought the event to a head. "I am forever grateful, forever inspired, and forever blessed to call Selma my home," he concluded, words that would reverberate once more when his triumphant return to Selma in June 2024 for a procession and the key to the city. In spite of the banner, Selma's celebration of HaVon did not come to an end. The city held a great parade on June 22, 2024, and HaVon was part of it. He was riding a float and waving to the people who were lined up along the streets. The event, which was meticulously prepared by local organizers such as Leah Chapman and Danielle Wooten, included a meet and greet at Reflections Coffee Shop and a performance at the Selma Amphitheater, where HaVon sang, "I Will Always Love You Under the Light of a Rising Moon." U.S. Representative Terry Sewell, who was born and raised in Selma, expressed her pride in the community by saying, "We in Selma are so proud of you, and we can't wait to see everything that you will continue to achieve." The unexpected flag that Asher HaVon displayed before Selma City Hall was a source of community excitement and a representation of the lofty aspirations of a small town. It was a celebration of not only a singer, but also a son of Selma whose voice carried the support, history, and hope of his town. Despite the fact that HaVon is continuing his career by performing the national anthem at the Olympic trials, recording in the studio, and getting ready to play Simba in a Montgomery production of The Lion King, Selma continues to be his foundation. It is the city that enabled him to get to the top of his field, and now proudly displays his banner.